Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here to talk about the best ETF to invest into, some of my personal favorites when it comes to ETFs and what to not buy, because there's so many ETFs to buy. There's so much of what they can do, how bad they can do, how good they can do, how they usually do. So yeah, there's a lot to think about when buying an ETF. I understand it can be very overwhelming, but that's why I'm here to kind of talk to you guys about that. So if you do enjoy this video, be sure to smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. We just hit 500 subs. Thank you guys so much. Let's get right into it. Good day in the portfolio today. We're up $100. You can never complain when you're up money. Let's look at my favorite ETF first. This is SCHG. This is the Schwab US Large Cap Growth ETF. We see that this ETF is my favorite because they return 16.53% a year compounding annually. That is their CAGR, their compounding annual growth rate is 16.5%. And a very, very important thing to look at when you are investing in ETFs is their expense ratio. How much does it cost to hold this ETF per year? How much are they taking out of your profits? So this one, it's 0.04%, which is, almost nothing, which is the perfect ratio. That's what you want to see when you're investing in an ETF. This is a ETF that returns a lot. They've been very consistent since inception in 2009. And I really do like the way that this ETF operates. That's why they're my favorite. And I am actually transitioning my portfolio to 50% of this ETF. I'm actually just started the beginning of that right now. So that's going to be great. I'm really excited for that. That's going to be a great milestone in the portfolio. I want to look at the investment calculator. We'll look at that after, actually, we go over these few ETFs. So the next ETF that I'd say is a good one to invest in is VOO. This is VOO. This is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. This one's been around since 2010. Their expense ratio is 0.03, even less than the other one. And they return an average of 14.71% per year. So the other one is a lot more tech heavy. This one's a little bit more broad market based. It is still heavy in tech, but I mean, as every ETF right now is because of how well they've performed. But this one is definitely more spread out compared to SCHG, and that's why this one might be a better buy for you. It depends on your risk tolerance, whichever one of those you guys want to take. So I'm a fan of SCHG more, but I also do like VOO. I think they're both very interchangeable. And I mean, you look at these ETFs, people buy ETFs because they just go up. The third ETF that I'd say makes sense is the S&P 500. This is just, the basic ETF that basically everyone knows about. SPY is just a cheaper version of the S&P 500. We see that this one has been around since 1993. Very long track record for this one. Oh, I did not mean to click on that, but this one's been around for a long time. If we look right here, we can see that they average 10.6% returns. Basically, the average ETF return is around 10% a year, compounding annually. That is the growth rate for a lot of these ETFs. We see this one actually has an expense ratio of 0.09, almost 0.1% on this one. 3 times that of VOO, and a little bit more than 2 times that of SCHG. So if you are investing based on expense ratios, this probably isn't the one for you, and we see that it's pretty much the same spread as VOO is. So there's really no reason to buy this instead of VOO because that one is the same thing with a lesser expense ratio. SPY is just more well known. A good example of an ETF not to buy is JEPI. JEPI. This is JP Morgan Equity Premium Income. Stay the hell away from yield max ETFs. I'm warning you guys right now. They look attractive. They have good numbers, but this has an expense ratio of 0.35. Look at their returns. It's 11.68%. That's all right. That's better than the S&P 500, not better than the other ones. Year to date this year, before I show you this one, let's just look at VOO, the one that, has the lowest expense ratio. This is a great ETF. Year to date, they're up 10%. That's amazing. That's already, the year isn't over and they're up 10%. That's what you look for in an ETF. Let's look at JEPI. Let's see what they're up year to date. Let's see, year to date, they're down 1.8%. So yes, they're paying that yield, but still, just don't invest in these guys, please. Just trust me on this one. Please don't invest in these yield max ETFs. Some people will say that they're good, that they're reliable, sustainable, but please don't believe them. That is not something you should invest in. This isn't financial advice, but if there is a suggestion I could give you, I would say that is a heavy one. But let's look at, just put this into perspective. SCHD. I've done this before on my channel where I use this the stock investment calculator, where I do put these ETFs into perspective of what they can do, what they can return in the long run, because it's very powerful. It's hard to look into the future. It's hard to say, okay, I'm going to put $10,000 to the side and I'm going to do this for, let's say I'm 30 right now. Let's say we're going to do that till I retire at 65, and we're returning, what, 16.5%, a little bit less actually, but 16.53% compounding annually. We invest, let's say we work a minimum wage job and we make, $35,000 a year after tax. That's, pretty undershooting it. But we invest $1,000 a month. We take our $3,000 that we make a month and invest 1,000, and we live very frugally for these 35 years. When you're making minimum wage, you could end with $18.7 million. Insane. And you're already 30. What if you start this when you're 20 and you want to retire at 65? You start this when you're 20 and you want to retire at 65, you have $86 million in the bank when you retire. And the thing is, this is achievable with working minimum wage. How? This really just goes to show that a lot of people really aren't patient, honestly. Because if you start, let's say you start with zero too, I mean, the amount is not going to change that much. You don't need to have $10,000. You can start with $0 and invest this $1,000 a month. You still at the end have $77 million. You started with nothing. Let's say you only invest $100 a month. Let's say that's it. That's all you have. But for 45 years, you do this, which really isn't much. You can easily invest $100 a month for 45 years or whatever it is. You'd end with $7.7 million just from $100 a month. So time is really what's on your side, because let's see, if we change this 45 to 25, right now you're at 7 million. Now you're at 353,000. So that 20 years made over a $6.5 million difference, over a $7 million difference actually. So insane difference that makes with time right here. So time really is what you want to be on your side. But I mean, just look at how powerful that is. If you're only investing $100 a month, which is really, I mean, honestly nothing. If you're working a minimum wage job, you make $100 in a day. And that's minimum wage. A lot of people aren't working minimum wage jobs, and if you are, that's great. I'm glad that you're working, and I think that's where I started. That's where a lot of people start. I'm still working one of them. You can invest $100 a month. I know you can. I know you can invest $500 a month, and I mean, even then, let's just look at how much more drastic those returns get. You go from this $8 million to almost $40 million. So it really is about time. Time is your friend, and this $500 a month, I mean, that's insane. If give someone $40 million, their life is changed forever. The things they do, the people they talk to, the habits they have, the way that they think is changed forever with $40 million. That's how powerful that is. And yeah, I mean, you can even set this up for your kid. If you did set this up for your kid, and let's say you only invest, $10 a month. Let's say you invest $5 a month for 65 years. You set something up where $5 gets invested every month for 65 years. For when your kid retires, you start with nothing. Still have $8 million from $3,000. I mean, it's 65 years, a long time, but what I like to do actually with these ETFs, I know this is a lot of numbers, I'm sorry, but what I like to do is, your kid's just born. When they're 18, if you invest $100 a month, which you can do, you can invest $100 a month, I know you can. You give your kid, when they turn 18, you're giving them $116,000. Or, I mean, that's college tuition right there. That's college tuition, a car, that's a down payment on a house. That's a lot of things that a lot of people don't have. That would be very, blessed. Everyone would be very blessed to have $100,000 extra dollars, and especially a kid that just turned 18. I mean, I don't know if I suggest just depositing this money into their bank account right away, but I would say that definitely talk to them about it and tell them that, you have it. But from only 18 years, it seems like a long time, but I mean, if you guys are watching this, you know how time passes, you know how that works. But even if you invest in a more, less or a more traditional ETF that returns around 10% a year, you're still, when they turn 18, instead of $116,000, you still have $57,000. I mean, that's pretty crazy. to say the least, honestly. To have that much money, just ready and accessible by the time they turn 18, that's a lot of money that people don't have. That's a salary. That's, a salary at a good paying job, $57,000. So that's a lot of money that a lot of people don't have and would be very happy to have, that you can make a reality if you do invest in ETFs like this. And just to be completely transparent, my portfolio here, you see, I don't own any ETFs in this portfolio. I do in some others, but this one, I don't own any ETFs. This is my single stock portfolio, and I'm currently transitioning to owning 50% ETFs because of just how great they are. I mean, for the average investor to out return an ETF, it's almost unheard of. I mean, obviously it's happened before, but it's really rare. It's really rare. And even if that investor is doing that, are they going to consistently do that? Are they going to do that at a clip of a compounding annual growth rate of 16%? Maybe. Probably not. Again, probably less than a percent chance that happens. They out return the S&P 500 on a 20-year scale. Probably not going to happen. Maybe it does. I hope it does, but it's probably not, just because of the access of information, the money available, just a lot of things. The S&P is always updating. There's a whole team behind it. And I mean, they're only taking a 0.04% expense ratio. That's really nothing. I mean, let's see right here. How much is 0.04% of $100? 0.04% of 100. We see that that's literally 0.04. It's 4 cents of $100. That's not a lot. So when you take it right there, it's 40 cents of 1,000, and then it's $4 if you have 10,000, and then $40 if you have 100,000, but so on. But it's really nothing. You know what I mean? If you have that much money, then in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. Expense ratio is definitely something you should be worried about, though, because once you get up to that 35 expense ratio in the JEPI Yield Max ETF, that'll start chipping into your profits for sure, and not for something that it's worth. That's not worth chipping into your profits like that. There's some ETFs. I mean, hell, if you give me an ETF that returns 30% a year, compounding annual growth rate, I'll pay a percent fee, because then I'm making 29%. I'll pay a 5% fee if I'm making 25% a year. But all of that is relative. You see, the best ETF that's consistently outperforming the S&P has one of the lowest expense ratios as well. So that's why it's my favorite. That's why I'm investing in that one so heavily. That's why I believe in that one so much. So this is just a video to show you guys how easy it is to make money in the stock market and how accessible it is. You can easily, start a stock market account with Robinhood, with Schwab, with, JP Morgan. You can invest in stocks through Cash App now, I think, PayPal. Even your bank account, I think, has, stocks you can invest in. It's very accessible now. There's no reason you shouldn't be investing. And if you did come across this video, it's your first time, hearing about investing. I hope that this enlightened you and showed you what's possible. It's really pretty insane. That's why I have this YouTube channel, is to show people the possibilities of investing and how far you can go with it. So if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys for watching. We're just hit 500 subscribers. 1,000 is next. Make sure to turn on the post notifications. I hope you learned something today. Catch you in the next video. Upload these daily. Peace.